Hey guys! Today I'm going to be sharing my 2023 Project Pan finale, and this is actually a pretty exciting finale because I do have 4 empties. I'm also going to be wrapping things up by sharing some final numbers for the year, how many things I finished in this Project Pan, and also how many things I hit pan on in this Project Pan throughout the entire year. So it's always fun to look back. I was honestly shocked at the list of things I finished / hit pan on this year. The list was a lot longer than I thought, so I'm excited to share that at the end of this video. But let me first share my final updates on these 10 products. Let's kick things off with one of the empties. I did finish the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primer. Actually, just used it today. I think for one of the last times. You can see there is just a tiny bit left down here in the bottom, so I will cut this open and make sure to use every last bit of it. And I will be filming my 2023 makeup empties one of the last days of the year, so you'll see it like fully empty then. But I am going to go ahead and call this a success because I am positive it will be done by the end of the year. I'm filming this on December 23rd so I can get it up on Christmas Eve. I thought that would be a good day to upload my finale, but feels good to have this done. Honestly, I will miss this primer because this is really my favorite primer I think that I've ever tried. It's the only primer I've ever tried that I feel like really makes a difference as far as longevity of my makeup, and unfortunately they no longer sell this one, but I have heard the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer is really similar to this, so that's probably the one I'll try next, but this is very satisfying to see. Empty number 2, here we have the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Foundation, also wearing this today for one of the last times. As you can see, there is a little bit left in the bottom. The last few times I've used this, I have had to really like bend and twist the tube to get product out. So I feel like it looks like there's more product in here than there actually is. I would guess I probably have just like 5 uses left in here if I had to guess. So same deal with the primer. I will cut this open and make sure to use up every last bit, and you'll see it in my end of the year empties. But I feel pretty comfortable calling this an empty now because there is like really hardly anything left in there. This almost never happens, but I finished these 2 things basically at the exact same time, which is awesome because this foundation I actually like so much more when I wear it with this e.l.f. primer. Kind of nice that I was able to use them both up around the exact same time. Okay, the next one, unfortunately, I did not hit my goal on this one, but I still made a lot of progress on this year, so I'm still happy with it. But this is the Athr Beauty Crushed Diamond Highlighter in Pink Diamond Dust. I was really hoping that I would hit pan on this today. I am wearing this as an eyeshadow, as a highlighter, and there is still no pan to be seen. I think this must have a really deep pan because this has a huge dip in it. I don't know if you can tell. I would not be at all surprised if the next time I use this I hit pan, because that's usually how it goes for me with Project Pan updates. If I somehow do hit pan on this by the end of 2023, I'll definitely post a picture on like my YouTube community tab or my Instagram story so you can see it and we can all celebrate. But as of now, no pan yet, but I'm really happy still to have gotten so much use out of this year. This was one of the products I think that was in my Project Pan for the majority of the year. Like I kept rolling it over each quarter because I just love this highlighter. So today I used this as, of course, my cheekbone highlighter. I dusted a little bit on the tip of my nose, and then I also used it as a topper. I'm wearing, the main eyeshadows I'm wearing today are, if I may go off on a bit of a tangent here, I did use the ABH Sultry palette today. So I have Cinder on the lid and Twig in the crease. And then I also used the beige matte from the Athr Rose Quartz palette. Those are the 2 main shades I used from here. And then I used this highlighter as a topper on my lid to just add a little more sparkle. And I also used it on the inner corner and the brow bone. So got quite a glowy, sparkly look today, but I feel like it's perfect for the holidays. Then we have the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, and for this, I really didn't have the goal of finishing this year because I think that would be impossible. Really just wanted to get as much progress on this as I could because I think I bought this December 2019, so this is officially 4 years old now. So I just wanted to get as much use out of it as I could before it expires. I'm not sure how much progress you're going to see on this from my last update because I did find a new brow routine that I like a lot better than this. The Ardell Brow Glue plus the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Pen. That's been my brow routine for the past like month and a half now. So I really haven't touched this since I discovered that combo, just because, you know, if I find something in my collection that I like better, I'm not just going to force myself to use something else. But either way, throughout this year, you will see I did make some pretty good progress on this. I have a really nice amount of side pan in here now, and I definitely feel like I've gotten my money's worth and then some out of this product, and it's not even finished yet. That's where we are on that. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to be doing an end of year declutter. Haven't decided yet, but I'm thinking this might be one of those things. especially because now I just don't really have much of a use for it and it is so old. But we'll see. Stay tuned for the declutter to find out what my decision was on that. Another thing I wasn't necessarily trying to finish this year, but just make as much progress as I could. This is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Kohl Eyeliner Pencil in black. As you can see, it's not finished, but it is getting quite small. Like, this is looking pretty small. I have sharpened it basically halfway through the CoverGirl logo now. And this past month, I didn't film an update at the beginning of December, so the progress you're seeing is from November and December, but over the last 2 months, I did make a pretty substantial chunk of progress. So this is where we are now, and you can see where we started. It's all the way up here. So I used up a lot of this pencil this year. So I would say that's a success, even though I didn't finish it. I do think next year I could definitely finish this up. Also been working on the BK Beauty Everlast Lip Liner in Warm Spice. I'm wearing this on my lips actually and my cheeks today, mixed with my other lip product. And with this one, my goal wasn't to use it up. I just wanted to finish half of what was left when I rolled it into the project. And unfortunately, I did not quite get to that goal mark. Honestly, I made it about halfway to the goal mark, so I guess I used up a fourth of what we started with, which to me, any progress is good progress. So this is where we are now. You can see that's where the goal arrow was. So didn't quite make it there, but I still did make a nice chunk of progress from where we started. And that brings me to my third empty, which is possibly the most exciting empty of this video, I would have to say. It is this lip crayon. I finally finished the Burt's Bees Gloss Lip Crayon in Santorini Sunrise. Finally. Today was the last time I used it, and this I stopped using on my lips a couple months ago because it was bothering my throat, so I've been using it just as a cream blush ever since then. I did use it today for the last time, mixed with the BK Beauty lip pencil, and I got this, honestly really like this color. It's like a warm peachy red. I have decided to go ahead and call this done now. Sometimes I will dig everything out to use up every last bit. I don't really feel the need to do that with this product because number one, it is really old, and two, I feel like I've gotten so much use out of it already. I wasn't going to dig everything out, but honestly I still might, because I'm just curious to see how much is left. Stay on the lookout for a YouTube short. I'll probably film that. If you're like me and you're curious to see how much is left, it's always fascinating to me to see like just how much product is hiding down in there. But I'm gonna go ahead and consider this an empty. This was actually decluttered to me by my friend Sharon like three or 4 years ago. So this is very, very old. So that is exciting. I'm really happy to have this finished. I've also been working on these two sunscreens here. Neither one of them is finished, but I did get some good progress on both. So first up, we have the Rovectin Anti-Irritant UV Defense SPF 50, and this actually expires tomorrow, to the date. All of my Korean sunscreens have a very exact expiration date on them. This says it expires December 24th, 2023. So I am going to have to declutter this and stop using it, just because I don't want to use an expired sunscreen on my face. So this is where I started when I rolled this in. I think it was in October was when I first started. And this is about where we are now. I'm really estimating that because this packaging is very solid, very opaque, so I can't see through it at all. So I just did like the tap test to see where it started to sound hollow when I tap it. So this is where I'm estimating that we are now. I think that's probably pretty accurate. And this is a tinted mineral sunscreen. It does have a pretty matte finish, which just isn't always what I'm going for, especially now that we're getting into colder weather. My skin's a little bit more dry, so I used it as much as I could. I'm glad I at least made some progress on it before it expired. This one I feel like I'll probably finish in the next month or so. This is the CosRX Aloe Soothing Sun Cream SPF 50. This is where I started in the beginning of November, and this is where we are now. You can see it's really getting low, like there's not a whole lot left in here. I'm thinking this will probably be finished in the next month or so. The thing is, to be honest, ever since daylight savings, now that the sun goes down at like 4 p.m., a lot of days, since I work from home, a lot of days I don't even leave the house until after the sun has already gone down. And if that's the case, I just skip sunscreen because I'm not sitting near a window, I'm not sitting in direct sunlight in my apartment, so I just feel like it's not necessary to have that layer of sunscreen on my skin if I'm not even going outside, you know? So a lot of days over the last couple of months, I ended up just skipping sunscreen, which I know, scandalous. This time of year, since we have so few hours of daylight, I'm just not going through sunscreen at the rate that I would in the summertime when we have basically like double the hours of sunlight here. But either way, still really happy with the progress I did make on these. Luckily, this CosRX sunscreen doesn't expire for quite a while, and I've only had it open for a few months anyway. I saved my fourth and final empty for last. This is the Versed the Fix Emergency Eye Mask, and I did cut it open. Everything is done. I've actually had this finished for a few weeks now. This is a huge eye cream. It comes with an entire fluid ounce, which is like huge for an eye cream. That's the same amount of product that you get in a foundation. And this was just getting really old. They don't even sell this product anymore, so I wanted to use it up before it expired. So I was using it as an eye cream, but also as a neck cream, a hand cream, just trying to get it done. Really happy to have this out of my stash because it was one of those things I'd had for so long. I think I've even had this when we were living in Georgia, so it was time to finish this. But this is, whoa. But you can see here, this is where we started at the beginning of October. There was actually quite a lot left, but by multitasking it, I was able to finish it up. So yay, really happy to have this empty as well. So those are all the product updates. I feel like I definitely finished off the year strong with those 4 empties, including a lip empty, which is always so exciting. So now I wanted to wrap up the year of panning by sharing all the products that I finished throughout this project pan, and all the products that I hit pan on in this project pan as well. So in my 2023 project pan series, I finished a total of 14 products. I did use up more makeup than that throughout the year, which you'll see in my year-end empties video, but these are just the things I finished through my project pan. I finished 1 primer, the e.l.f. Jelly Pop primer. I also finished 3 base products. One of them, I'm counting this as a base product. You could also count it as a primer or a highlighter. You could count it in a lot of different categories, but I mainly used it as a base product, the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter Mini. And then I also finished 2 full-size foundations, the Urban Decay Hydromaniac and the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation. Those were the 2 foundations that I wanted to finish this year, so really happy to have those both done. I finished 1 concealer in my project pan, the Kosas Revealer Concealer. Some of these I finished way earlier on this year. I almost forgot about some of these. I also finished 1 powder, the Kosas Cloud Set Powder, and 1 setting spray, the Makeup Revolution Fix and Glow Setting Spray. Another one I finished earlier this year that I almost forgot about, but this was a big one, the Becca Mini Highlighter in Champagne Pop. Yes, it was a mini, but it still took ages to finish. So I finished a full-size highlighter, so I'm not too mad about not reaching my goal on this highlighter because 1 highlighter is enough for a year, I think. I finished 2 lip pencils, the Urban Decay lip pencil in Manic and the Mented lip pencil in Peach. I also finished 2 full-sized lipsticks, so this was a really good year for using up lip products. I used up the CoverGirl lipstick in Honeyed Bloom and of course the Burt's Bees lip crayon in Santorini Sunrise. And then I also finished 2 non-makeup things, the Versed eye mask and the Dear Klairs All Day Airy Sunscreen. So those are the 14 things that I finished this year. There were also 7 more things that I either hit pan on or hit my goal that I had set for the project. So the one that I'm saying I hit my goal, so I'm counting it in this category, was the Oma Beauty Contour Stick in White Pearl. At the beginning of the year, my goal was to use up half of what I started with this year, and I definitely did that. I think I used up more than half of it. It's not finished yet, but I'm still going to count that as a win. I hit pan on 5 eyeshadows in this project pan. My strategy for panning eyeshadows for most of this year, not so much the last few months, but the beginning of the year especially, I would have either 1 whole palette in my project, and once I hit pan on a shade, I would roll it out and roll a new palette in, or I would just have a single shadow, and of course once I hit pan on that, I'd roll something new in. So I did hit pan on 2 magnetic singles, the Natasha Denona single shadow in Silk, and the Makeup Geek single in Grandstand. Both of those I hit pan on, and then I also hit a pan in the Profusion Mauves palette, the ColourPop Miss Bliss palette, and the Clarity Cosmetics Somer Mazing palette. Wow. I also hit pan on a bronzer in the BH Cosmetics Belgian Waffle palette this year. So looking back at this whole year of panning, I accomplished honestly way more than I thought I did, so that feels really good. Definitely stay tuned because I am going to be posting my end of the year makeup empties very soon. This year I have been saving all my empty makeup packaging to share in that video, and it's always so gratifying to see all of the empty makeup of the year all in one video. So that'll be coming soon, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had fun. If you did, be sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hopefully I will talk to you very soon in my next video. Bye!